My region. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What's good, everybody? JP here checking in. Respect my region. This is the Morning Joint Podcast. This is episode 68. I'm excited to be here with you guys today to talk a little bit about some new news, some updates in the world of cannabis. We've got the biggest update from us here right now is that we launched Respect My Region's cannabis flower in Washington State. It's currently available at 10 locations. We're going to talk through those locations here momentarily. And we also added some new retail partners in California as well. So we're going to dive into some of those quick updates. I'm going to go ahead and roll up some delicious tree myself, and we're going to get on and popping. So let's go ahead and let you guys join up. I want to get this shared on my LinkedIn real quick. Let me go ahead, get this up and going. Please tap in with some people. Let them know we here. We're about to go in, handle some quick news. Let's get it. I'm live on the Morning Joint Podcast. Let's go. All right, share. Okay, you guys, are you ready? Let's go. Swap. Okay, so first things first, we did launch Respect My Region's flower products in Washington State. You guys can see we got the same bag, just different logo here in California. This is the one subtle difference is that we put the Washington logo for the warning symbol, but you guys can see premium cannabis smalls. It's good weed. Here in California, we've got the Biscotti Sherb as our current, I'd say our best current offering. But then over in Washington, we launched with Runts Glue, strawberry cream cakes, and grease cake. So 2 cake crosses, which is a little out of character for us, but at the same time, it's like you just kind of never know what's going to be available for us to buy. That's kind of how that works. Now, in terms of some other exciting news, we do have some new retailers available in California. So I'm going to move this slide back up. We do have some new retailers available in California. Mission Organics in San Francisco and Doobie Delivery, both of those 2 of our newer accounts. So we're real excited and appreciative of those cats for bringing us on board. Mitch also went to Flower Expo recently in Massachusetts, so we're going to talk through that. Now, before we dive into all those, I'm going to share some quick information about the retailers that picked us up in Washington State. So the bakery, Georgetown and downtown Seattle. Those are legendary locations. I've been shopping at the Georgetown location literally since like 2013, I'm pretty sure. It hasn't always been at the same place. So Georgetown and downtown Seattle bakery. Hyperbole in North Seattle, aka Everett. Clutch Cannabis in South Seattle, aka Renton. Cannabis and Glass in North Seattle. Shout out to them. Big shout out to Firehouse in Ellensburg. Big shout out to Yakima Weed Co. And last but not least, big shout out to Diamond Green in Tacoma. That's 10 right there. We are very honored and appreciative that you guys elected us to be partners with you guys. You guys can go buy our 7-gram smalls, premium indoor popcorn nugs or smalls. As you guys can see, look at this. These are the buds. They're not supposed to be the biggest or the best. It's just popcorn. It's the small nugs from the best growers that we can find. And they're pretty solid. They're pretty delicious. We have a partner called Greenbeard & Co., who manufactures the Knott's cannabis products in Washington State, and they are doing everything in their power to help us grow and get rolling. So big shout out to them as well. Now, let's go ahead and fast forward to probably the most dry and boring part of this show, which is going to be segmenting cannabis retail customers for SMS campaigns. So, for those retailers that watch this, for anybody that watches this, our background's in marketing, our background's in SEO and content, writing articles, doing text messaging. We've been doing that for the last few years here in California, helping these retailers make more money. And so I just wanted to chat a little bit about the importance of segmenting your customers for text messaging. As a brand, as a cannabis brand, it's super important. It's super powerful. It's an avenue for us to help get in front of more customers, and segmenting customers really does allow you to better understand people and get the right kinds of content or products or things right in front of them. So imagine, someone who dabs and they visit 6 to 8 times a month to a dispensary. You want to market to that person who visits frequently. Someone who buys pre-rolls every day, who buys ounces, a couple times a month. Like, these are people you really want to identify if they're worth catering to or not. So segmenting SMS customers on the Respect My Region website, all you got to do is just search how to segment customers and improve revenue using text messaging, and that should come up for y'all. Okay. Doob Cannabis Delivery, Bay Area. They cover San Francisco, Oakland. They got you. In some other exciting news, one of our partners, Alana Cohen, out in Illinois and Chicago, she went into Heatwave Festival in Chicago and blessed us with some coverage there. So there's an article on our website recapping her experience. Definitely worth checking out. That, and also happening in Chicago, NASCAR street racing. NASCAR launched a new street race series, and they started it in Chicago. They've turned like 2 miles of city areas into a racetrack with turns through around buildings and usually the regular streets. It's pretty cool. They also have a bunch of music festivals and food stuff, and they donated a lot of money to the local schools. So big shout out to NASCAR for doing this new thing in Chicago. I think that's super dope. I think that's super cool. In other news, Busta Rhymes said that he used to use weed, like how he used cannabis, the power of weed, and how that really was, propelled things for him. So there's a really unique article that talks about how, he had, he won his award. I forget what's the name of the award recently. Let me just bring it back up. He won a lot. Yeah, it was a Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, and he really, he said, I'm gonna wear it on my sleeve. I do want to cry. He said, I made sure that when my weed was moving around in that studio, I would quickly whip up a 16-bar verse before the weed came back to me. He added, and I was able to do that quick enough for them dudes to want to hear my verse. When they asked me what I was doing, I said, let me go in the booth and do it. I ain't telling you my rhyme until you let me in the booth. I'd go in the booth and I'd spit and come out the booth. They couldn't hear the song without the rah-rah no more. I did that 3-4 times a week. By default, I pioneered the feature. And I think it's just interesting, cannabis really does allow people to break down this, maybe like a barrier or projected confidence, or maybe it makes you become Superman or Superwoman. Like there's this element that cannabis brings into life where it just breaks down things and improves it to some degree. And I say break down because you got to break down the weed, but like you can break down a barrier. It could just be breaking it down. It could be something that really is ultimately all about building up into something greater. So I don't know. That's the random tangent, maybe the random inspiration here provided by Busta. Another major news from an artist, Wiz Khalifa suffered a tear in his pelvis. So I'm sure this is going to have some ramifications on any concerts or tour stuff he has coming up. In the past, we saw 2 Chainz, I think, have surgery or something when he broke his leg or broke his ankle or foot or something. And he was out there in his pink, trapped out wheelchair. And so we might see that from Wiz Khalifa, but where he's at in his career, much like 2 Chainz, I would anticipate that not needing to happen, not really forcing it. But also, too, he's crazy. He might do that just for the fans. So big shout out to Wiz Khalifa. I hope you get better. And then last but not least here on today's Morning Joint podcast, episode 67, is we have Taylor Hart's Word Around the Sound. Reposado celebrates the release of a long-awaited album, Tequila Funk. So super cool for this group, Reposado, to have dropped a new album. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. Blend of Latin, Afro punk, and soul. Love it. Bandcamp, Spotify, SoundCloud, full album. Eventually drop everywhere. Prometheus Brown dropped the Taglagus EP. He was Prometheus Brown was part of the old school group, not old school, but they were part of the Blue Scholars. Travis Thompson dropped a song called Wolves and White Tees with Jake One. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not a song. An entire album alongside Jake One. So I'll have to check out that whole project. I definitely haven't tapped in. I listened to the one single that they released, and I really enjoyed Travis Going Hard. And then I actually was listening. My roommate was listening to this, what I feel like was a single, but it was probably a DJ mix, and it had Travis's lyrics over the mix, so that was pretty cool. Karma Rivera dropped a new track called Sirens. Shout out Karma Rivera, super dope artwork here. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm looking at so you guys aren't just looking at my face. Let's show you guys these articles on the website real quick. All right, there we go. So that cool artwork, Karma Rivera. Jang the Goon dropped What's the Move. Rowdy high energy vibe, still present. Desert Flower dropped Thank You and Of Growth. You know, you guys, Taylor covers a variety of different music for our site. She's dedicated to covering the music culture, the music community in Seattle, and it's not just rap and hip hop. It's not just R&B. You're definitely going to see us covering Paris Alexa for sure. 6-wing long masterclass about the art. She's got this songwriting masterclass. Yeah, super dope. Look at that. Mediums Collective is this streetwear brand and label. They got their 2023 collection. That shit happens on July 15th, coming up a couple weeks. Gifted Gab, special guest. They do the damn thing, man. Mediums Collective, like, they've been making moves. They put together events. They really put on for the culture. They connect people to, like, look at this little mixer going on the water. Like, that's pretty tight. So, and then last but not least, I'm sorry, we got two things. Fremont Fridays is going on. So Martial Law Band, Medium Collectives, and hundreds of other incredible artists rotating Fremont Fridays at LTD Bar and Grill every week. It's completely free, so you guys can see, look at all these artists. They do this all summer long. So definitely worth checking that out. I mean, Martial Law Band, King Youngblood, OG Mambo, Lebo, Charlie Cash, Oblé Reed, Nobi. Let's see who else we got. 52 Kings, College Radio, the Runoff, Web Wavy's on here. Who else we got? D Mikey, Talia Keys, Bryce Bowden. There's a lot of Jung Lagoon over there. I see him. Freddy's Fuego is there. Look at that. There's some good stuff there. And then, like I said, last but not least, we've got the Scope screenings, which comes from one of the most respected creators in Washington, out of Seattle, Lex Scope. The next event is a joint production between Scope Screenings and filmmaker John Salmon. 2 nights for the Don't Make It Weird showcase. He does music videos, he does short films, quick commercials. He's just a really cool independent filmmaker, and highly recommend you guys check out the Scope screenings at the Crocodile Hereafter. There we go. Super dope, right? Super cool. So thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. This was episode 68 of the Morning Joint Podcast. I'm your host, Joey J. Ping. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please comment, share it, repost it to your other channels. We'd really appreciate, you guys telling somebody and just bringing each, new subscriber to the family. If you're in Washington, go check out our weed. If you're in California, check out our weed too. We're available in 2 states, Arizona, New Mexico, coming soon. I love you guys. We'll see you guys next time.